Your personality isn't who you are. It's what kept you safe. Anxiety, people-pleasing, overworking, even the kind of love you're drawn to, none of it was chosen. It was installed before you had language. Watch carefully. Your identity is about to shift. You didn't choose a personality. You built a role: the achiever, the caretaker, the strong one, the invisible one, the one who never asks for too much. From the outside, it looks like maturity. From inside, it is survival. Your nervous system and brain weren't designed to seek truth. It was designed to keep you safe, prevent danger. It does not ask, "What is true?" It asks, "What worked before? What kept me safe before?" To the body, familiarity equals safety, and once a pattern works, even if it costs you joy, honesty, or rest, it gets reinforced. If you were only loved when you were useful, your brain mapped usefulness as the only route to survival. Now, you don't choose to overwork. Your brain predicts that rest will lead to abandonment. You aren't reacting to the world. You are reacting to a memory your body still treats as present. Not intention, but repetition. And this is vasana, tendencies or behavioral patterns shaped by repetition. If you were loved when you performed, if calm existed when you didn't cause trouble, if approval came when you were helpful, impressive, strong, your body learned a mandate. It formed a belief. Being myself risks connection. Being useful keeps me safe. The body adapts. Your personality is a pattern, not a choice. Most people spend their lives renovating a house they didn't build. They decorate a borrowed identity, trying to make a survival strategy feel like a soul. They think they are making decisions. They aren't. They are running a survival program installed before they had the logic to question it. You don't have a personality. You have a somatic adaptation, a survival strategy, a way of interpreting reality that prioritizes safety over truth. What you call yourself is actually a prediction engine reacting to the past. Neuroscience calls it predictive processing. Vedanta called it Samskara, subtle impressions left on chit, mind, by every thought, action, experience, shaping perception, future habits, and character traits. Different languages, same mechanism. You are not reacting to the present. You are reacting to what once kept you safe. It is intelligence. It is a biological masterpiece of survival. But it is not you. If you grew up with a fragile or emotionally volatile parent, your system learned to become their emotional stabilizer. Your body learned to scan the room before you even learned to speak. You traded spontaneity for the ability to regulate someone else's nervous system. Your calmness is often a perpetual scan for danger. You didn't become calm. You developed a stabilization strategy. And for many people, the role wasn't calmness, it was achievement. If approval only arrived when you were impressive, your brain fused value with output. You weren't being praised for who you were being rewarded for being a functional asset. Now your hustle isn't ambition, it's a survival mandate. Don't become disposable. And for others, the role was invisibility. If your home was overwhelmed, grief, illness, chaos, your nervous system learned that your needs were a cost. So you traded your voice for the reward of non-disruption. Your independence can become a sophisticated form of self-erasure. These aren't personality traits. These are strategic adaptations. You were rewarded for the mask. You were punished or ignored for the face. Eventually, the mask fused to the skin. Vedanta calls this adhyas, superimposition or false attributions, the fundamental error of mistaking what was installed for what you are. You aren't nice. You are tactically compliant. You aren't strong. You are trained to carry what shouldn't have been yours. What happened inside you was an adaptation, and because it worked, your system kept it, formed a mandate, and kept repeating it. The problem? You are still operating a 30-year-old body with a 5-year-old survival software. Modern science reveals patterns travel through generations. Stress responses are inherited. Regulation is modeled. This didn't start with you. This isn't only about what happened to you, it's about what was normalized around you. Conditioning becomes momentum. Vedanta's word for this is karma, not punishment, but momentum. Modern science describes intergenerational transmission through modeling, stress physiology, and learned threat maps. A parent who never felt seen raises a child who becomes hyper-attuned. A parent who had to suppress anger raises a child who fears conflict. You didn't inherit your parents' memories. You inherited their defensive strategies. A parent who lived in survival mode trains their child's reticular activating system to scan for danger, even in a peaceful room. You are living out the unfinished emotional business of people who came before you. So it feels bigger than one lifetime, not because of mysticism, but because conditioning accumulates. Same loop, new actors. It repeats until someone becomes conscious enough to interrupt the momentum. Here's the brutal truth. In many homes, even loving ones, love had conditions. It was a performance payout. You were rewarded for the mask and corrected for the face. The good child, the achiever, the strong one, the easy one. So a false self forms. Not fake but functional, constructed for survival. It hides what was once dangerous and displays what was once acceptable. And again, this is adhyas or superimposition, mistaking what was learned for what you are. And the original self, with anger, grief, raw needs, honesty, goes underground. That's repression. This is why adults say, I don't know what I want. I feel empty. I feel like I'm performing my life. The strategy didn't fail. It worked too well. The feelings you couldn't afford to feel didn't disappear. They were stored as physiology, tension, vigilance, numbness, restlessness, patterns the body repeats automatically. Muscle tension is a freeze response on a loop. Overthinking is a flight response in the mind. Anxiety without a story is the body remembering danger. You don't stay busy because you are productive. You stay busy because stillness is a threat to the program. In stillness, the suppressed data rises. Stillness threatens the survival self because stillness reveals what the noise was covering. You didn't suppress yourself because you were weak. You suppressed yourself because, at age 5, authenticity was a death sentence to your attachment to your caregiver. And a child needs to attach to the caregiver in order to survive. The inner child is not a metaphor. It is your survival self. The nervous system still running the same predictions. Will I be abandoned? Will I be rejected? Will I survive if I'm honest? As a child, attachment was more important than authenticity. As an adult, the order reverses. Authenticity becomes more important than attachment. And that is the real risk. Telling the truth, while the body still expects loss. Vedanta is precise, mistaking Atman or true self for a dhyasa or superimposition is the fundamental error or illusion called Avidya that causes bondage, where the unchanging self is mistakenly identified with the changing physical world, leading to suffering. Bondage is not caused by pain. It is caused by believing the pain is you. I am anxious. I am broken. I am too much. I am not enough. These are descriptions of adaptations, not definitions of self. The self was never damaged, only obscured. The version of you that survived was brilliant, but it was not free. Dignity begins when you realize you are not defective. You are perfectly adapted to a dysfunctional past that no longer exists. Vedanta states that bondage is not caused by pain or suffering in the world, but rather a profound error in perception. It is simply misidentification. You are not the anxiety. You are not the overachiever. You are not the survival strategy. You are the awareness that sees the program running. But insight is not liberation. A program formed in the body must be released in the body. In the next video, we move from explanation to somatic authority. We will discuss how to rebuild the internal safety required to let the false self die. Until then, ask yourself, who would I be if my brain stopped trying to save me?